Hello everyone, welcome to the LARP Tales podcast, the award-winning podcast where we tell our stories through live action roleplay. My name is Oliver, I'm one half of your hosting duo. With me, as always, is my co-host, my wife, Robyn.
Hey Oliver.
And today we are going to be recapping our time at Menhir's Fate, Event 3, the brand new festival LARP that's hit the UK festival LARP scene. Before we get into it though, the usual housekeeping. If you're watching us on YouTube, give us a thumbs up on this video, click subscribe if you're new to the Two Hours Roll universe so you know when new content comes your way. Leave us a comment down below, give us the stars on audio platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you want to come to Menhir's Fate, there is one more event coming soon in September.
Yep.
We do have a referral code. They do referrals for this LARP. So if you want to get a bit of money off your first Menhir's Fate ticket, then you can check out our codes down in the description and in the show notes. The next Menhir's Fate is going to be at a slightly different site. It's coming over to the west, but if you want to kind of just chill and listen to our recaps and maybe give it a try next year, that's also cool too. Right, let's get into our recap of Menhir's Fate Event 3. Okay, Menhir's Fate Event 3.
Yeah, so this one for us, so we got there like super early this time because it's school holidays and we wanted to, make sure we got there like nice and early for setup and explore a little bit more around the site and things like that and try to do a few different things with our setup this time.
We were in the same place though.
We were in the same place.
So last time, if people have watched the previous episodes of our Menhir's Fate where we describe the camp layout, you got the central town center, and then they got the camps for each nation are like spokes in a wheel, which go out from the center. The first time to the second time, everyone rotated, like one camp over. This time, the Wonder jumped us.
Yeah.
So we were in we're all in segments of our realms.
Yeah, realms, because
realms.
we're in the Crown Lands.
Crown
and
Lands,
the Crown
yeah.
Lands is made up of three groups. We've got Valdriath, so us, the Wonder, and Avaro. Valdriath are quite a big, chunky nation.
The biggest nation.
Yeah, the biggest nation.
By a long way.
30 people, I think.
We heard loads of numbers going around the field.
Yeah.
We heard loads. We heard roughly between 130 and 140 players in Valdriath that were in attendance. And then the Wonder we heard numbers of 30.
Yeah.
So that's the difference of 100 people
From the smallest to the largest, yeah.
Smallest nation, largest. So it made sense, really, even though I'm like, oh yeah, why don't we move? But so we used to have Valdriath next to Kairos, next to Cyrodinia, and then we had the Wonder and then Avaro on the other side of us.
Yeah.
But because the other two Crown Land nations are so small, they've basically jumped one of them over, so we're in the middle of the two smaller ones, which I think makes sense because of camp incursions.
Yeah, when they come to attack, it means the three of us are kind of able to kind of work together a little bit easier with us in the middle and stuff.
The amount of times, because where they were, Avaro, they were quite far away from us because they were two camps over, but then their next big camp next to them was Erdriven.
Yeah.
I think. So
it was Erdriven, because I know that they ended up helping them out quite a lot with the fight. So
So there was several times where we were just are Avaro dying? We were all just chilling. But anyway, we were in the same spot. Apart from just hanging out, partying, nothing really to say about Thursday.
No, not really. Just we chilled out, met some friends. It was hot, this event, okay?
Friday
it was
so hot.
Well, Thursday and Friday, it was just so hot. I just remember we did most of the setup and then kind of just went, that's about as much as we can actually handle right now.
Yeah, so this LARP is 2 3/4 hours for us. And we took my van, which does not have air conditioning, so it was just a miserable drive there, wasn't it? It was just we're even the windows being open just didn't make any difference whatsoever. So it was just crap driving down there. But anyway, it's gonna the site's gonna change soon, so it's coming closer to us.
Yeah, way closer.
Further away from other people, it's just one of these things. If it moves east or west, these events, you're going to have some people that aren't going to come because it's too far away now for them. But then I've already heard people being like, oh, and actually now it's there and it's just off the M6. We can actually come down to it now.
It's easier for the load of LARPers from Scotland to come down, actually, because I know
it's
that
literally just M6. Just
there's like a big group
there.
there. They're all like, "Oh, we can actually come now. This is way easier." So we'll see what that actually does. Like E4 with the numbers and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like Thursday, a nice little chill out. Got to see a few friends, all the rest of it. Like you said, like not too much to say really about Thursday. I think we put the fire on Thursday night actually, didn't we? Like later on tonight, I'm sure we did.
Yeah,
had a little chill out.
Yeah. So Friday was so hot. Like really hot. Like it was it must have been one of the hottest days of the year. It was like 32 or something.
It was bad. Like we were dying in that heat on Friday.
So big mistake from us is we did not have shade.
Yeah.
It's a big open field. There's no trees, not in the camps anyway.
No, there's trees. They were
the miles
previous
away.
site, but yeah. So there was trees in the fights, but that's it.
Yeah. So we could really do with like a proper shade awning, really.
Yeah, it's something we definitely do need to get. Like I kind of like, because it's trying to figure out one, because I've seen like a few really good ones, but they look like an absolute pain to put up. But I want one that looks a bit more icy, but will actually shade us properly. So we do need to figure that out.
You need those lower ones that have got the guys that come. The problem is with the one we've got for like Mortaire, it's like an upright, like house shaped one.
So it's easy to put up.
It's easy to put on, but then
transport,
because you haven't got the walls on it, it's literally just a square of shade that the sun, especially in the evening and the morning, just like shines straight through, and you can sit under it, and you're like, we're nowhere near the shade, and the shade just kind of does like a circle around the camp. Whereas really you need one of those kind of lower ones that kind of come at a slight angle that you can actually get chairs underneath. And
luckily,
whatnot.
like all the nation support next to us and everything, they had some decent shade. So we ended up spending a lot of time in their camp because it was shaded, and we got to like meet a few new people and just like hang out and stuff, which was really good.
Yeah.
So like on the Friday, we we kind of didn't do too much in the morning. It was mainly just like setting up and everything, taking it really easy, dying of heat.
Dying of hangovers.
Oh god, yeah, I was so hungover. I just remembered.
That's as bad as I've ever seen you. Actually, you were, but you didn't seem that bad like the night before. As in, you didn't seem that like drunk or anything.
Yeah, no, like I definitely had like a lot to drink the night before, but it was like really slowly from like when we got there until about like 3 a.m. So it was spaced out.
They sorted the bar situation out because they've got like LARPers running the bar now.
Oh yeah, the bar's way better now.
So I think they can. I honestly think they can improve on it even more. I think if they make it so, we were talking about this at the end of the event when we were sitting in the bar, because they can almost make, because they've done a real good job at set dressing the guilds.
Yeah,
it's the same kind of tent. It's a big tent. They've got the bar there. They had more people just like knocking about in there this time. But I think they could do even more to make it look like an actual tavern, because it's that type of game. Because you need a reason for people to hang out there in character.
Because they did like military meetings there. I know they were doing things like that there in the game. Military meetings. We're not going to talk about that at all. So one time we're mentioning that, and that's it. But
I don't have a problem with people doing meetings,
I do agree. We could totally make that way more like a tavern inside. It'd be really cool if the person that was running it was absolutely brilliant. And they did a really good job of bringing people in. They were properly like role playing outside to bring people in. It'd be really cool if they were able to like give out quests and things.
That would be cool.
Because like if you go to the tavern to get a quest or a piece of information.
Yeah, I think if they have someone, basically if they have an NPC that's like there but not the people serving, because obviously that could like annoy people if you're like, oh, I need to get a drink, and then someone's faffing about role playing in front of you, and you're just like, I just want a beer. Yeah, that might be an issue. But
there's two of them at work. So like having one of them going around, like you said, like handing out quests and everything, or just little things like, oh, have you heard any gossip? Because I've heard a few things, that type of thing could be really fun.
That would be good.
Because you do that in D&D, like when you're playing D&D.
Skyrim, anything like that.
Oh, the one thing you do, you're like
go to the inn and
it's that typical thing of right, okay, so what's everyone doing? Oh, I'm going to walk around and see if I can hear anything, any gossip, that type of thing in the tavern.
Yeah, I think they could
really
totally
cool.
do something with it. But anyway, we on the Thursday was this out character, and we got kicked out, didn't we? At a certain time, I'm assuming it was for licensing things, but then they kicked us out of the actual tent, and I was like, why are they kicking us out of the actual tent? But anyway,
so we moved 2 tents.
Yeah,
around.
they were like, so we moved 2 tents down, and then we
got a treasure hunters guild.
Yeah, and then we got shouted at because to be fair, we were nearer the accessibility bit, so they didn't really have a choice where they were camping and whatnot. But we seem to be getting a habit of like, I don't know, it's a weird one. Like I go to LARP Fest LARPs. It's an adult environment. There's alcohol, and I don't know. I go there to like LARP and drink and see my friends. I don't really go there to sleep, so I can sleep at home. But I understand other people need to sleep, but I don't want to like ruin people's time. But ultimately, it's a difficult one because it's just like if people are saying stop having a good time, you're like it kind of ruined our good time. We weren't being. I don't think any of us were being dicks about it. There were a couple of younger people that were making like proper noise.
Oh, it was a group of young people who were literally just screaming.
Oh yeah, I mean they were like loud music. They were. I gotta admit, it was a bit much
because we were like all trying to talk. We're like can't hear each other over the loud shouting behind us.
Yeah. So that's always a difficult one for me. People, oh yeah, you need to keep it down. I'm just like, I don't know.
It's a festival.
Yeah, I agree.
Paid to be a festival.
I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, so yeah, that's probably why we were a little bit like worse for wear the next day.
It's funny. I was like, I remember waking up and just being like, I don't feel good. Like, I'll tell you how bad I was the next day. I didn't drink on like the Friday, like until later on at night. I think I had maybe 2 beers, if that, because I think I poured most of them back out again. Like I just didn't drink. I was really rough.
Yeah. You were rough until like way gone time in.
Yeah.
Time
like
in
oh god, I was just not feeling it until like later on at night. And I was like, okay, no, I've got a second wing. Let's do this. Yeah. Best point though during the day was we're all dying from the heat, and then we all see this magical thing. It's this ice cream van drove in.
And it was so good as well, wasn't it? It was so this ice cream. This ice cream. Yeah, you said it.
Oh, they did Dubai pistachio ice cream. It was really good.
Just anything you wanted. It was crazy, and the quality of it was good. And then apparently people were complaining about the prices, going like, oh yeah, like the ice cream van. And I'm just like, honestly, in that day, I probably would have paid anything. I would have paid 50 quid for an ice cream because it was that hot, and we were that like, we just needed it.
They were like trippers as well. Like you saw them working. They didn't stop. And I was like,
I mean, I remember sort of remember what price I paid for like 3 ice creams, and it wasn't. I've paid worse, I think. But again, you're at a festival.
But they were like fancy ice creams as well.
You're at a festival. There's no thing is if you go to some of these other places where it's like certain like agricultural shows and things like that. There's a bit, people are obviously funny about you bringing your own food and your own drink. So in those circumstances, you're like, oh yeah, like it's really expensive. But when it's a LARP that you can bring your own drink, soft drink, alcohol, food, you can bring your own ice cream if you've got people did have ice cream, didn't they?
Yeah. We could have really had ice cream.
You can bring your own stuff. Like, so people complain about the prices, but I'm like, I don't know. Bring it. People like to complain.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's like a human nature thing. People do like to try and like complain about things. But we kind of got ourselves sorted, and then we ended up finishing setting up all our camp and everything because we're pretty much with like Nation Sport this time. So we like finished setting everything up and then got ourselves all in character and ready for some shenanigans, didn't we?
So the Friday night for our characters was the best night. Like we started off really strong. We were like, this is going to be the best Menhirs ever. So we started off, we skipped the meeting, the national meeting, which isn't just a fact of like, oh, I don't want to do the national meeting. But obviously people tend to like the threads, the national sport, the thread in character, the threads are like, welcome everybody, blah, blah, blah. Let's have a good time. Let's go. Type thing. We were like, no, let's skip that. Because last time we hung around with this and then we missed everything going on in the Adventurers Guild.
Yeah, because they're like doing sign-ups and everything, so you can go and you can sign up to things. Yeah. And last time it was a case of we went and everything had already been filled, so we couldn't sign up for anything, which is why we went to a different guild. Although this time they have changed it a little bit, where they've got lots of signups open, but they've got other like signups that are going to be released
Staggered,
over the weekend, which is a much better way of doing it.
Yeah. So we went on. I signed us up. I was like, so we had to make sure that everyone signed themselves up. I was just there. They asked me first, and they were like, "Oh, which one do you want to do?" I'm like, "What have you got?" They're like, "Fighty stuff tomorrow. We've got one at like 5 p.m. That's going to be really, really hard. Like, how confident are you in your fighting skills?" I'm like, the most confident out of like 1 to 10. They said, "What would you say?" And I was like, 10, obviously. They're like, "Okay, well, because we got like a hard one, then an easier one, and then a really hard one." And I was like, "Put us on the really hard one." So that was, I was like, "Cool, done. We're signed up for that tomorrow." We went round to the Treasure Hunters Guild. I know that they were a bit late at opening, but I went and told Thaddeus, and Thaddeus was like, "Yeah, cool, I'm doing my dragon stuff." He was organising all his dragon stuff because
getting all of his dragon stuff sorted out.
Still doing this dragon thing. So the build at that time still had like 11 legends or something like that.
Yeah,
still a fair bit to go. But they were also working on. So there's the stuff for the dragons. I think they were talking about weavings for. What weaving were they doing? There was a weaving that people were doing. I can't remember now. Something to do with the dragons.
Yeah.
He also had a with the red caps. So last event, we were talking to friends of ours from Cyrodinia who are going to do a weaving to find out the stories of the people who died. So in the first event, our first recap, we talked about how we went into the hedge, and a part of the hedge is part of Valdraith. The corruption has taken over a lot of land in the world. That part of the hedge was a part of the corruption. It's now receded. We went there and went, "Oh my God, it's receded." But we went there because someone came up and asked for us to help. Yeah. They were like, "Oh no," like I was picking flowers because there's flowers growing miraculously. But when I was picking flowers, so he came, he was like, "Oh no, my teammates have been killed." And we went there, we found the red cap. So basically it was a load of red caps, monstrously fey-ish things that wear red caps, had killed them. Thaddeus were going, I wanted to do a build, which is basically just great Shrine to the Reaper that had the gravestones, and the bank actually asked for they settled the money side of it, and they were like, "We also want the stories and the names so we can put them on gravestones." So we had that to do as well, or Thaddeus did, because we were just there along for the ride. And this
it's good Thaddeus is there because he does a lot.
Just does everything, and we just follow.
A lot of plot.
Yeah, a lot of plot.
A lot of things.
It's a good thing Thaddeus is there. And then we went down to the bank, got all our bits and pieces out, some money's out, money. Then we went to Treasure Hunters, and they were like, "What have you got? Have you got anything tonight?" And they're like, "Yeah, we've got a stealth mission." We're like, "Yeah, we're doing more stealth." And luckily we hadn't put any of our armor on, did we? Because it was so hot. We were like, "Oh, don't worry, we won't put armor on." So we're like, "Cool, stealth mission tonight." So we were like, "That's awesome. We've got stuff lined up for tomorrow. We got stealth mission later tonight." We can just basically just role play and shimmy around and have a chat to people, right?
This is what we did. We just kind of went, role played, saw a few friends and everything. Yeah, it was just a really lovely afternoon.
It was.
With no issues at all.
No issues. Then we got set up for our Treasure Hunters thing.
Yeah. We got ready to go and do the stealth mission. It's about like 10 o'clock at night or something, wasn't it?
So roughly, yeah. Well,
we went on the earlier one.
The first one, because we were like, which ones do you want to go on? I was like, first one, because I was like, that means we can get it done and then get back and chill by the fire, you know? So the mission was to steal a scroll.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Steal a scroll.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. So we had to go in and steal a scroll. I believe this was going to be taken and something getting done and then later on. Something like that, yeah. Yeah, but we were literally given a mission of stealing a scroll. We were told that the scroll was going to be in a tree.
In an ancient tree?
An ancient tree.
So We were
in the woods.
we were way too literal about this, weren't we?
We were so literal.
Way too
we were
literal.
really like...
Yeah. So we started down at the bottom, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to not confuse this one with the one we did the following day, because we did one on the Saturday as well.
Well, we're in a little bit of a different part of the woods. Well, we were in the same part of the woods, but we were flipped. We came in from the bottom. So we basically just like legged up the side of these woods, because you can kind of see where it was most likely going to be. We could see where the light was and things like that. So we're like, it's probably gonna be up there. So we kind of just like legged it right up the side. We all split up a little bit, but we all pretty much came around the left and went right up. Then we all hid in a nettle bush.
I actually do, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that we were all like in real life getting stung by these nettles, but we were just trying so hard to be stealthy. We're like, ow. Everyone quiet.
So they seem to be perfecting these stealth missions now, because I guess the problem is when you've got people like stealthing, people like hang around for a long time. So I think they've got better at the timing, specifically because everything was running a little bit more.
They're very
smoothly.
much now like, oh, you've got 15 minutes to do this.
Yeah.
Like that's how long you've got to do it.
Yeah.
And we got told a little bit more about this on the next stealth mission later in the weekend, but I could probably mention it now that, you know, essentially you've got the 15 minutes, but the longer you take, the more vigilant these guards are going to become. So you kind of want to like hint, go fast. The faster you go at the start, like the more chance of you actually succeeding and getting out of there, which is pretty cool. So we got up and we quite quickly got to the area where we thought it was, but there was a lot of guards and they were just constant back and forward. And we didn't have our like knives with us. So you can subdue them by going up behind with a blade that's under 18 inches. And you can, you know, do a little, you know, bonk on their shoulder, tap on their shoulder, and they will die. No, they won't die. Sorry, they're knocked unconscious. Essentially, they're down. So we managed to get a couple of them done there. We had one person with us who did have a knife, and he pretty much was taking them out as we were coming round. Now, the other half of our group was like a tree or so behind us, and there was a lot of guards going around there. And they went to take one of them out, and I don't know exactly what happened, but this guard died in a very loud way. They made so much noise, and then all I heard was him shout. And then the other guards going there. And at that point, we all just went, well, now's a chance. And then ran towards where we thought the scroll was.
Yeah, we were all being too literal about this ancient tree.
Yeah.
So it was quite funny because like me and Al were like, come round, like he'd gone round the top and I'd come through the bottom. And like we ended up in like the clearing, me and we just like were staring at each other and being like, have you seen it? Have you seen it? Because we knew it was going to be in that kind of clearing a little bit where they all kind of were.
Because there was refs there.
Because there was refs. Yeah, usually if there's a ref sitting right next to something, it's usually the following day there wasn't though.
No, there wasn't.
So I think they were clocking on to that. So maybe it was supposed to be a harder one. We'll get to that one.
Or maybe they were like hiding in the tree or something down
there. Yeah. So and it wasn't really obvious there was a ref. And I actually thought Al was a ref because I came up and was like, who's that standing there? Because basically the guards are supposed to be like walking around, talking, being noisy. So if there's the refs just kind of like just stand there. And I came and was like, there's two refs. And I came like, oh, it's actually literally Al like looking right at me. So we were looking for this ancient tree and we were like, what ancient tree? And then it just so happened that it was like sitting on the stump. And I was like,
the stump.
The stump. And I was like, cool. The stump, grabbed it, walked out, ran, basically legged it out. Trying to do my bugger. I was like, that.
Yeah. But we just got to leg like forward because we'd done like a loop around, so we didn't even have to go back where we came, and we just kind of like ran forward down the side.
Down the hill, yeah.
And down the hill and got out that way. And as we got out, and I was like, no one's followed us. We were out for a while before the rest of them got out. So this is their story, but it turns out they got stuck. They had taken down a lot of guards and they were hiding behind all the bodies of the guards.
Oh yeah, this is the one, that I think that Maz was like taking them all out, you know, and it was just like one after the other because they were all just clustered around that ancient tree, right? So they ended up just having a big, massive pile, like the game Hitman or something, just a pile of bodies that just had just found the bodies and like, subdue. So that's where they got stuck, I think, right?
Yeah, they got stuck and they had to wait because then the other two guards were like, frantically going around trying to find things, and they were like hiding behind all the bodies waiting for their moment, and they got out as well. They were just a bit behind us.
They're so fun. Those stealth missions.
I love them so much. They're so much
it's
fun.
Almost, I gotta admit, we are like those kids that keep going on the same roller coaster over and over again, because that's what we keep doing. I
don't want them to change though. I love them so much. Like,
yeah, I would just do the same scenario over and over again. It's like it's slightly different every time, but even still, you're like, this is so much fun.
It's just listening to their conversations that they come up with when they're walking around is just hilarious.
Just the things, coconut. The crew, the coconut. Yeah.
How do you milk a coconut?
How do you milk? Yeah, they were talking about how you would milk a coconut. But yeah, it's just fun hearing the NPC voice lines just loop, and especially if you just sit and wait and they start just coming up with some crazy things. As they run out of voice lines. But yeah, nailed it. Came out, was like, cool, done the job, here's the scroll. And they were like, oh, to get the information. We were like, we don't care, we've done the job. You want to see the information that you got? We were just like, yeah, we'll catch up later.
Yeah, we're fine.
Yeah, then we went, sat by the fire and went, wow, this has been a great Friday.
So we went back to the fire and we chilled out for a little bit. I'm actually like on the crew now, so I went off to do something.
You went off to do crew stuff, yeah.
Yeah, came back, and we kind of got later and later at night, and then I think it got to about 2 a.m. We're sitting around the fire, and we kind of had that little realization of we're all starving actually. Like we were like kind of like sitting around the fire and stuff, and then as if by magic. Yeah, so we had a nice little delivery of McDonald's, basically, couple of friends, so Georgia, who's been on the podcast, went off to McDonald's and got like...
It wasn't for us, they basically went off.
They got stuff for like lots of crew and everything. And
it was one of those, it was just like, oh yeah, we got a load for the crew and whatnot, and then obviously we like camped with them basically, so they were just like, we've got like 1 million nuggets, so we were like, cool. Do you want some? Like, yeah, nuggets.
And if anyone's ever wondering, like, if your nuggets go cold, how to warm them up, you can put them on a skewer and heat them over a fire. Yeah, that's what we figured out.
Maybe not a day after or something. Maybe that's probably.
We can try that next time.
That's probably going to give you food poisoning, so probably wouldn't do that. But yeah, a good. Solid Friday. It was
it was good.
We've got things lined up for the next day. The next day is going
to be the best event ever.
This is going to be the best Valdrafe, like, awesome fun time. So then Saturday morning comes. And
I want to talk about it.
Yeah. So we were like, at first we heard, oh yeah, there's like something going out to do with the Traveller. So the aspect of the Traveller, the Pilgrim,
I think it was Pilgrim. Yeah.
God, so if this is your first time hearing about like Menhir's fate, let me do a little rundown for you. So we're in a place called Haven, right? That's the camp. So Haven pops up in different parts of the world. This time we were in Kairos.
That's why it was so hot.
Which is why it's so hot, I guess. So we're currently in Kairos, and Haven pops up. It's a place that the gods have made for us. So we have the Menhir, which is in the center of Haven, and it like protects us, and our threads like communicate with the Menhir.
Threads are very important. They keep us all.
Threads are very important. Let's just reiterate how important the threads are.
We need our threads.
We need.
Without the threads, we're screwed.
Yeah, we are screwed. So the gods come in like every god. There's like 12 gods. Every god has like different aspects, so the aspects can come in as NPCs, and they'll quite often come in as NPCs. And the gods, basically, it's a PvE game that we have. There's literal like written down like lore. It's like a pact that we've written.
Yeah.
So it's like it's in the lore, as in LAW, really, that you worship. We all love the gods. Like it's not really that type of game where we're like, oh yeah, like I don't believe in the gods or whatever. So an aspect of the pilgrim was going off to do something, and this is what made this even more like a bit of a meh scenario, because we were like, oh, they're going off to do something cool. And we're like, cool, we're up for doing something cool. And then that turned into, actually, all of Valdrafe is going. And I remember our thirds being like, "Oh, you want everyone?" They're like, "Yeah, bring everyone, right?" So
There's a lot of us. You want all of us?
So you want all of us, right?
Okay.
All of Valdrafe. And then we had to bolster because they went, "Oh, this is going to be a tough one." And we're like, "Okay." So literally everyone was being brought, so the whole nation, plus the Wonder, plus some people from the Adventurers Guild.
Yeah.
Right? So there was a lot of us. And we're like, "Cool." So we all walk up the hill, and they're like, "Okay, we're going to split you." So when you're like past the edge of the thing, you go through the small menhir, or the boy here.
Boy here.
So you go past that one, you get teleported to wherever you're going, right? But then obviously in that distance between there and the next portal, it's not in character. This is also a little bit interesting because you're kind of making in character plans as you're walking up or whatever. But then we were like told, "Oh, we're splitting you in two because you're too big."
Yeah.
So we're gonna run. At one point, we were told we were gonna run the same scenario twice because I know that happened last event and we missed it last event.
Yeah.
But no, they were like, "We're gonna split you into two." And so, even though out of character, people were trying to mitigate this, it happened anyway. Yeah. Where all the heavy armored fighters with shields, not shields, but heavy armor fighters, and most of the shields went through in the first lot. So they then were there. But because we're in like teleport land, where we're just like, it's not in character, right? So they all head out, but we're sitting out of character being like, "Oh, this isn't great." Luckily, we hung back because they were just like, people were getting excited, like, "There's shields to the front." And I obviously had a shield. We were heavy armored. We're like, "We're heavy." And we're like, people were like, "Oh, we're getting split up." And I was just like, "I'm just going to hang back."
It's like, because literally all of our healers are here.
Yeah.
Like all the squishy.
Oh, no, because also we had less healers because they were going off on a non-com mission.
So a non-com healer thing was happening at the same time as all this.
Yeah.
So a
Which
lot of them were gone.
as well.
And it was Valdry's plot.
Yeah. So they were after like some healing
very little healers.
Herbs, right?
Yeah.
They were after some healing herbs and they went to like the dungeon or something, didn't they? So we had healers that were sort of fight for combat healers, but a lot of our non-com healers weren't there, right?
Yeah.
So we hung back a bit and then we're like, "Oh, this isn't good." So we can sort of see what's happening as well. Out of character, we're like looking in the woods, the half of Valdrafe, and
we're dying.
It's going, it's like they're dying, R2. Oh no, but they were actually dying. We was like, "Should I have all the trash compactors in the detention area?" So, so we're like, "Oh, cool, right." So, and then there was this weird meta thing where we saw a load of people die, right, out of character. We were looking into the woods because you couldn't avoid seeing it. So we saw like half of Valdrafe just die, get mobbed, and then they're like laying them out. So we can't help but like metagame this, and be like, "Okay, well, we're going in next. It looks like we're going to the same area because they're setting it all up again." So we're like, "Oh, okay, well, they're obviously giving us a chance to like save them because they like led all the dead characters out by the trees."
And there was so many of them there that we're like looking around at what we've got and we're like, well, actually, if we can prioritize getting all of them up, we have a really good fighting force with a lot of healers, and we'll just demolish it. It'll be fine. Yeah. So we kind of like have that kind of like mental.
Yeah, we were like, yeah. So it was, we did. We metagamed it, and then we're like, right, okay, we're in. We hardly got any like frontline fighters. We have healers with armor, but they weren't frontline fighters, basically. So we get zapped in, right? So the four of us, so the five of us, the five of us, so us four plus Georgia, who's playing our thread, right? Assault. And I run
very important thread.
Very important thread
connects us to the Menhir.
Yeah, exactly. So we come in. I run to the first person I see on the ground, and I'm like, "I've seen worse," and they don't respond, and I'm like, I walk up to them like, are you gone? And they were like, out of character, like, "Yeah, I'm gone. I'm like, shit. And I look to the next one, and someone else is telling them the same thing. I'm like, "You gone?" Like, crap. So we've got all these bodies that we thought we were going to get up, these heavy fighters we thought we were going to get up. they're all gone. And we're like, crap, they've just...
At that point, like the smoke starts and we see the void start to come out of it. And like I heard you shouting at everyone, being like, they're all dead. We need to find this. They're all gone.
Yeah.
And it was that kind of realization. Now the void have different sort of enemies, and they've got these sort of people that are kind of, they've got lots of like loose fabrics with writing on them, hanging off them and stuff like that. And like long, like, And basically
talked about them last time, didn't we?
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh, we did. Them. Yeah. So, well, as a reminder, then what they do is they can run into an area and they're essentially a bomb and they like explode. And what they do is something called mass rend, which means every single person with medium, light, or no armor on will go down to 0 hit points. And we've got all our healers there with us. So we were like, you kind of like said to everyone, like, right, we're the heavies. If you see any of them running as a heavy fighter, it's your job to run at them and cut them down. Do not let them near the, because otherwise we're all gone, basically.
Which is really cool thematically. I will say, so rules point, unless they change it. So people who are maybe used to Empire, when a mass call, so mass calls in Empire are like cones. Mass calls in this ones are circles. It's a radius. So when they go mass rend, it's not just at you, and it's mass stagger. It's not just where I'm facing. It's radius, right?
It's an entire like kind of big circle around them. It's like a 10 feet radius.
Yeah, I think there are certain calls that, because I think the fire one is a cone. I don't know, but like
no, our firebomb was a radius.
Oh, it was a radius.
Yeah,
so it's all radius. All the calls are radiuses.
Because I like said to the person with the firebomb, because we had somebody had like a firebomb that could breathe fire, and we kind of assumed it was going to come at the front. And I was like, well, you've got no armor on, so I was like, right, we put you in. You go in front of us. We send you and you do it, and we will all pull you back and get in front of you. Yeah. And then that's when they went, no, it's going to come off as a radius. It's going to be all around me. And we're like, okay, good luck.
So there we go. So all mass calls are radius. I think people have been confused about that a little bit. But that was just a point of a rules point.
A lot of the skirmish crew do a really good job. When they shout it, they put their hands out
that direction,
and they spin in a circle. I've seen a lot of them do that. It makes it really clear it's all around them. So yeah.
Yeah, I like this. Like I've warmed up. I've warmed up to stagger in that sense, because when it's used in that way, like mass stagger is pretty good, because it creates space. So the first encounter was rough, like properly rough, and I
got taken right down.
We fought really hard. I got taken down once, I think, and we were like, it was trying to trying to keep up a really floppy, like wiggly line was very difficult. They were going for it, like properly going for it. So the night previous, I am going to say this, the night previous, I heard a rumor that there had been feedback given into the team after the last 2 games saying the combat was too easy. And this was a rumor. I know Robyn just said she's on crew, but this was literally a rumor that I heard.
Yeah.
You didn't hear it from crew, but I had a rumor that they're upping the difficulty, which made me go, oh no, what have I done signing up for this like Adventurers Guild thing tomorrow at 5 p.m? Maybe I've made a mistake. But then when we were fighting this one, I'm like, oh my god, the difficulty on combat has gone from a 2 to a 10. I'm like, whoa.
It was hard. And so when they were fighting it, I got taken right down. You lot carried on moving forward, and the healers were behind and grabbed me.
Yeah.
So we moved back, and they kind of carried me off towards this tree, and I was sitting there, I was like, we need to move the healers forward. Yeah. We're too far away from the fighters. Yeah. And as I was saying that, I just see all this purple come through behind. I was like, oh, God, they're gonna kill the healers, and I'm with the healers.
There's a shot of you being healed, and you can see the purple behind them.
There's some really good pictures. I'm like getting healed, and behind you see all the purple, and I'm like giving these like this evil look, because all I can see is a crew member that I know quite well, and he's standing there, takes out a crossbow and is aiming for my healers that are healing me. And I'm literally like, all these healers, I went, get behind the tree. And they were like, wait, what? And then they got taken out. Obviously, arrows also do rend. So as a little healer, they went down to 0. And I was like, and the healing was interrupted, which meant it had to be like start again. And I was like, I'm going to die here. And there's nothing I can do. They got me back. And the second they got me back to full, and I could see where all you lot were, and I turned to them, I was like, follow me. We're going this way. Do not stay here. A good chunk of them did come running with me. So we can move the healers into the middle. And then by that point, though, we're just like, okay, we kind of stopped. We had a little bit of a break, a little bit of leeway. And we're like, okay, right, what else we need to do? And we realized at that point, I think we'd gotten like the objectives, we'd helped the aspect of the traveler. And then we're like, right, we need to kind of...
By the way, which is one of those things when the stakes were ramped up and I didn't realize, I was a bit like, I went into almost like Empire Ollie mode where I'm like, oh, crap, I don't even know the objectives. And I had a little like, crap, like we're all going to die here. And like, now I need to take this seriously. I'm like, I don't even know what the objective is. And then the traveler was like, oh, I've done my thing. And yeah, we didn't just have, assault with us. I think we had two other threads with us as well. Oh
yeah, we did. We had a lot of threads.
Yeah, so we're like, cool, let's get out. And so that was a real hard fight. It was actually quite fun. Like honestly,
it was hard, but it was fun.
Bit was really hard, but also really fun. Because it was really dicey, and you had that people were just that thing of like having the different enemy types like running around trying to get to the healers, and then you had the proper like berserkers coming in at us and like distracting the frontline fighters, and then getting hit by the side by the skirmishers, and then their use of like archers was really good as well.
It was a really well planned fight,
but it was hard. Yeah, it was really
very hard. We start like moving back, and we create this sort of line to try and hold it, as the rest of the people behind are heading to open up the portal, so we can like
Well, no, there was a moment of lull. Like we did it. We were like, great.
Oh yeah. We had that moment.
So it was like that was fun. And then the traveler was like, cool, let's go back. We're like, right, okay, and we're looking. I'm like, oh, there's some smoke, and I see some on the right, like skirmishers, and I'm like, oh, we might be getting hit again. And then this like block, like a literal block of them, like in an actual formation, like marcher style. Like come out, like this bill block thing comes out, or just about, and we're like...
With pole arms.
Yeah, we're like, what the hell? Like, we're just like, okay. So we're like, well, we need to get out and open the portal, and they just, like, smash into us, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it was, like, properly brutal.
There's a picture of the three of us, like, fighting back to back, and we're, like, surrounded.
It was bad,
You're seeing them all around it. It's such a good shot, but yeah, we're all literally just back to
shots.
Back.
Great shots.
Oh, there were some great fighting shots.
It was awful though, because we were the only like proper heavies with like proper great weapons and shields. So luckily, for me anyway, so I had the artifact shield that I had at the first event, right? Wavebreaker. So that gave me 4 extra hits, which I got topped up twice, right back up to 12. That's one thing I do like in this game. A lot of the healers can do 1 hit point at a time, so you can literally tell them basically, like, can you give me 11? You know what I mean? Can you give me 11 hit points? Like that's literally the only thing that saved me, and probably you, because I was like hid behind that, and I had a decent sized fizz rep for that one as well. It wasn't my normal shield. I had a big, behind it. It was great. A proper tower shield fizz rep for it. But so we all end up heading out, so we're obviously the last line of defense, so the Knights of the Last Gift are like spread out here, aren't we?
Yeah.
And we're getting like just absolutely terrorized, right? By these pole arms, and we're getting shot at, but for some reason we're not going anywhere. Like we're not, like the portal is behind us, and we're getting stabbed. Ow, we're getting stabbed. And then we all start going down, right?
So we all start going down, and we're getting pushed further and further back. And at this point, we've actually, unbeknown to us, we'd already been cut off from our thread, who was at this point dead.
Well, she was on our left hand side.
Yeah.
So I saw like Thaddeus was next to me, Al was next to me, and then fell forward, and we're getting pushed back, and I'm like, we need to like, if we just hold. But so then I start going. Obviously, when people start going down, we're no longer in let's get out of here. Now we're in the. Now my mindset is, no, we need to stay now.
So we need to stay, we need to hold, we need to step forward.
And then step forward.
We need to like, and we're there into it. And I was like, everyone, like, hold, step forward. Because if we all take a step, we've got some breathing space. But then it became a real crush.
Yeah, it was great. We were in a crush situation.
It was a really bad crush situation.
Yeah. Not the worst. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but
it's not the worst one I've seen. Yeah. But there was a lot of people and players within that crush who were new LARPers.
There was a panic, yeah.
There was an OC panic from quite a few people in there. And again, it was just one of these things. Just like, okay, right, just take a breath. We'll get out of here when we get out of here. It's fine. We've got this. And then it wasn't. I was like, we're not getting out of here.
Yeah.
You know. And then
we got physically dragged.
We got physically dragged.
Like you and I got like physically. I don't even know how we got out. Like we got physically like dragged.
Somebody put their hands on me and they were like healing me while I was there in the front. And then we got dragged out.
So I had this shield up like this, and I literally as they're walking over the top of that, I like put my hand on like Al's calf, and I'm just like, I've seen worse like this, and I just see Al like look at me like he's like this, and just like looking at me from the bottom of his eyes, and just like try to get up, but we're just getting stabbed.
The second he stood up, it was just stab. Oh, damn it!
And just like, what can I do? And then we like push back, and I didn't even look back, so I'm just like, okay, we're moving backwards, and then I just see like the ref come stand in front of me and do this, and go, and they're like, we can't. And then people are like, we need to go back, and he's like, you can't go back. We're like, crap. And then I turn around and I realize we've lost his salt as well. And I'm like, where's this person? Where's this person? Where's this person? I'm like, oh my God, we've lost everyone.
It was bad. And we just lost so many people. And we were just like, right, it was a weird feeling actually, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just so yeah, it was bad, because I know that like that they didn't want to lose their characters. Like Al and George didn't want to lose their characters.
No, definitely not.
You go into combat, that's a risk you take. However, it was really unexpected, like bumping up of difficulty. We already had, we if this had been the Adventurers Guild one that I signed us up for, and I'd been warned, this is going to be really difficult. This is going to be a big. This is going to be really deadly. I would have been like, okay, and this happened, I'd be like, oh my God, like, yeah, we'll be signed up for it. This one was like, it felt more like, oh, cool, right, we're going
everybody come.
If you're Valdrave, let's go do the thing. And we didn't really know what we were doing. It like the Traveller, I don't know whether they were even doing anything for Valdrave specifically, but we were just like, cool, we'll help the Traveller. And then it was just like massacre. And we were like, what? So we lost like 30 to 40 people, right?
Yeah, it was a big chunk. Like, so the first block of people went in, there was like 35, 40 of them, and I think like 17 of them came back.
Yeah.
Like, it was
on the Saturday morning of the event. There's like, we have the entirety of the event to go, and like half the nation went, so that kind of changed. It kind of changed the vibe for us.
And the nation, actually.
Yeah, the nation had a little bit of a
They're a bit more tentative on like going out and fighting after that, and which I understand. Yeah. I think a few people got an actual fright and went, I don't think I want to go out fighting.
Yeah. So
and that's
I think the other thing as well. I think again this is game tweaking from the way we're telling this from our character's perspective and what we experienced, just for a fun story.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's like a game tweaking thing. Obviously, I think what they did is they turned the dial up and just overdid it slightly. But the problem was, what I think happened, speculating, I think they then turned it down again, but because they realized, that was maybe a bit much, and I think they turned it down again. But then that meant that no other scenario was as deadly as the Valdrave one. So I think Valdrave being like, Valdrave's the biggest nation, Valdrave just felt like it was just being culled.
Yeah, it felt like a bit of a cull.
Yeah, it was just like so. I think that's what left a few kind of sour tastes. I think what they did, I think the game team went, right, let's ramp this one up, and then they went, oh crap, we killed too many people, and then they turned it down. Then obviously the rest of the weekend, every time we heard, like the entirety of Kairos went out and they came back and they were all fine, and the entirety of Erdrevan had a thing and they were all fine. And why did we all die? There
was definitely a sour taste in the nation, really going from that.
So change the direction of the weekend a bit, because we were just like, Friday, this is all going great, and then it was like, crap. So we've lost Al and Georgia, their characters.
Al and Georgia are fine.
They're fine. But yeah, like,
emotionally, maybe not though.
Brother Thadwis and our soul are gone. Which like myself and you, definitely, maybe Maz as well. We were all like, well, we're just kind of here for the vibes. and like to help you guys out. So like, especially like Al, who had all this like plot with the dragons and things like that.
Dragon Man.
Literally, the Dragon Man has like
The Dragon Man is gone.
yeah, like the current like national plot is dragons now, which he literally started.
Yeah.
So he's dead, and I'm like, we're gutted, but then that kind of leaves us with like, what the hell do we do now? And someone said to me, they were like, oh yeah, well, are you taking up the dragon thing now? I'm like, I don't want a job, but like, this is my holiday LARP. I don't want a job.
LARP. We don't want jobs.
I'm like, oh, I don't know. And that was kind of like, that was Thaddeus's thing. It's not really our thing, is it? So we were like, okay, well, what the hell do we do? And we were already like, as we were walking down the hill, we were just like, change characters. What are we gonna do? What do we do?
We're pretty much like having that discussion on our way down, weren't we? Because we're like,
change nations. What do we do?
Yeah, we're not gonna just. We're like, well, we'll wait and we'll see what like Al and Georgia want to do, what they're kind of thinking going forward, because that will make a difference.
Yeah, because basically half our group just gone,
half our group's gone, and we're like, yeah, well, we always said when we came into this game that we wanted to try lots of nations.
Yeah,
you know, I think part of us kind of want to travel as our own characters to some of these nations, but having new ones is fair enough. I mean, so we got back down, and then we had a lot of like emotional role play. So at this point, I didn't realize that our sister had gone as well. And we're there, and I'm chatting to like Matt and everyone, and I'm like, no, I've not seen her. I don't know, like, you know, and everyone's like, no, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. It's her. You know, she's, you know,
a thread can't die.
A thread can't die. And then our other thread comes over to me, and he in his hand, he's got. So I got us all matching dragon pendants that we all had in the old fight. So we've got these like matching blue dragons, and he hands me 2 dragon pendants and Fadwis's eye patch. And oh my gosh, I cried so much. Like, it was horrific. I grabbed the dragons from him, and I like, you know, walked past someone. I was like, move, and walked right past them to find you. And yeah, they were doing all this emotional role play and everything, and we were having, you know, it was weird. It was a really weird one. And then about 3 or 4 minutes later, we got hit hard.
Oh yeah. So then they decided to throw an incursion at Baldraith.
Well, I think it was meant to be at Saradonia, but Saradonia was like fighting over near us. But because all Saradonia were gathering, I'm not sure if like OC that was the easiest, biggest space you can get to.
Maybe, yeah.
But then like Matt was there and came up to me and everything, was like, you know, do you want to come and fight with us and everything? Get some, you know,
revenge
for our fallen. And then so it ended up being Valdrith and Saradonia grouping together, being like, you know, we want some sort of justice here. You know?
And I was like totally. Because I had the shield, and I was just like, I'm no champion of the Guardian. And people were like, no, you are. It's all about you can't save everyone. And I was like in the square, the story square.
Square. Can we stop this?
The story square. Well, they can continue it. It's fine. But like I was like holding it up, and I was just like, you know, because it wasn't lost. Because that's the thing. If I had died, then that artifact would have been lost as well.
Yeah.
So luckily, I got the artifact back. But I remember being like, my character was just like, I don't deserve to carry a shield, and I like threw aside a shield, and then I ran out into the incursion and was like, I'm not carrying a shield, and I just like threw myself at them.
Like someone came up to you, and then they had like a priest of the Guardian that came, didn't they, as
That's
well?
Right,
I think this was near the end of the first part of the fight, but I remember seeing the priest of the Guardian come to speak to you to be like, no.
It was a Cerridonian, and the priest of the Guardian came up and went like, look, you know, you can't save being a champion of the Guardian, you know, following the Guardian does mean that, you know, coming to terms with you can't protect everyone. Like you can't be everywhere, and you can't be everything all at once. So yeah, he gave me a shield, not the shield I was carrying, but he gave me a shield again. He was like, no, wear it. I'm like, cool. So I went through about 3 different shields in one. But did you see the pictures? I've got a different
shield in each picture.
Yeah, because you kept like passing the shield, because obviously the artifact shield. It's a magic weapon, but it doesn't need to be a magic item, but it doesn't need to be bonded to you in any way.
Which is brilliant.
Literally anyone can pick it up and use it. So obviously everyone was like passing it around. So by the time I was like, they were like, oh, Lancelot, you take this. And I'm like, cool, well, you take mine, and I've got this. And then I passed that one on, and then someone, oh, you need a shield, here's this one. And then by the end of the fight, we were like, right, let's all swap shields back.
Whose shield was this? This was your shield, and this one's out.
So yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
So we like
Valdrave learned a couple of lessons though, because we went down, didn't we? The pair of us went down. We got crushed.
Oh yeah. So we both got crushed at the same time
We were
by the
quite-
same
we were angry,
person.
weren't we?
You know who you are. You know who you are.
We were quite angry, like, 'cause we learned Valdrave. Obviously, this just happened like
so
a half an hour
annoyed.
ago, where Valdrave weren't stepping forward to save people, and we're like on the ground, and we're like, we don't want saving, just walk over the top of us.
Like at the same time, where we're like, just walk past us.
Just walk past us,
Step
someone else will get us
past
up. Yeah, just walk and we'll be fine, you know. But
it was funny, like a crew member, like later on the day, like actually brought that up because they were like, "Oh yeah, I heard you two like shouting at your whole nation, being like, just step forward,
just step forward.
okay?
Yeah, 'cause
we
they
don't
see
need heals."
that was the thing. They see people going down, and then you step back. You're like, oh my god, someone went down. And it's just like, no, you need to do the opposite. You need to walk forward. You know,
walk over us,
'cause
and
that's
then
how-
people get us
yeah.
up, and then we will walk past, and we'll keep going.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they eventually did kind of move forward, and then we carried on with that. And yeah, one thing we do want to kind of bring up with here, because I mean, we already mentioned that like somebody like pulled you like back out of the like crush and everything.
This is something that happens that all LARPs that I've been to. You know,
Yeah.
this does happen. It's not supposed to happen.
It's not supposed to happen. Like, if you're like trying to move someone or get someone off the ground, you shouldn't actually be grabbing them and pulling them. You're pretending. You can literally say, "I've got two hands on you," and they can get up by themselves.
Yeah, two hands is basically if someone leans down to you and says, "I have two hands on you. I'm carrying you," then just get up.
Get up, yeah.
It's weird. It's different. It's, you know what's difficult is because it is one rule for ye and one rule for thee type thing. Because if like, I wouldn't mind if like you did it because you can gauge whether I want you to do it in a role play moment. I've got friends who like literally we did it to Ash, like with the which we didn't mention in our Empire LARP recap, by the way. So we had like mass weaknesses. And like Lachlan had a mass weakness, and he was just about to let it off, and you literally just grabbed him and went, no,
Not yet.
but Ash is a close friend of ours, you know,
Yeah.
and we know people's role play boundaries. But if it's a stranger that's gone down on the battlefield, I know I know it's not done out of any malice. We know
no,
that.
definitely
It's
not.
done out of I want to save your character, and it's a moment of panic and like, oh, I'll get you up, and so they just like they grab you and then they drag you, like, you know, and it's usually you're like, oh crap, like I want some, and it's maybe confusing, like the wires in your head, like in the moment you get caught up because literally the person is like, help me, and you're like, I'll help you, and you try and drag them out of danger, but they're not. It's fake. There's no actual danger.
No actual danger. I can get up.
So yeah, like just say I have two hands free, two hands on you, or you and someone else, like there is two hands on you.
Yeah.
We are carrying you. So just tell someone you're carrying them, and then also tell them you've dropped them as well, because someone did that to me at the weekend. They were like, I've got two hands on you. And then I started like running backwards, and then they had left me. So, but I was still running backwards. I was like, wait, no one's holding me. And then I had to like drop because they didn't say, oh, by the way, we're dropping you. They just went, two hands on you, I'm dragging you out, go. Then they buggered off, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll just lay here then. You know, I'm not up, I'm still on 0. But yeah, good point.
Yeah, no, it's just literally because like in that fight, like somebody came to like you said, like clearly you helped me and everything, but they physically picked me up off the ground.
Yeah.
And like with all the armor and everything else and stuff, and like when they like yanked me right up at the ground, and I kind of was like, I went to be like, wait, maybe not, maybe stop. But like one of our mates kind of came over at the same time, and he was like, oh, I've got her, don't worry. And then he was like, you're right. He was like, someone just picked me right up off the ground.
Yeah. Again, it's not done out of malice. They were trying to
No.
save you, but it's like, yeah, it's fake.
Just
It's
keep
like
in
it's
mind
fake.
it's
Some people do get caught up in it. Something similar happened the previous event when I was like corrupted, and I was role playing being corrupted, and someone like physically restrained me, like literally like held me tight. So because I bolted, and they were like, I'm like, dude, it's fake. Like you don't actually need to restrain me. Just say you're restraining me, or just be like this, or let me do what I want and let me roll. But like it's fake. It's not. You don't actually have to physically do anything to me.
It's weird though. It's like you said that you get that kind of like mixture of like, you know, oh, this person's going to run away, or, oh, I need help. And it's just like, yeah, it's just.
Yeah, people get caught up in it. It's just novelty things to do.
Yeah,
It's okay. But yeah, like, so that combat done. Then we kind of like went out of game for a while.
We went up to the crew area, didn't we?
To make sure our buddies are okay, you know? So
yeah, we grabbed Maz and we all went up and we were like, we need to just check in on them.
Yeah.
Because at this point we hadn't done like a check-in. And losing a character is hard, especially if it's one that wasn't at the end of their story, that still had more to do. So it is always good to kind of check in on people.
And it was a bit of a meh way for him to die as well, wasn't it?
That was a thing. It was a really rubbish way to die, which is what makes it worse. So we like went up to the crew area, found Al and Georgia, and basically all just had a bit of a chat, a little bit of time together, had something to eat, just took quite a bit of OC time at that point because we were like, yeah, we need it now.
Just processing. Again, like for you and me, we were like, like obviously we had fun with these characters, but we were just like, we weren't like massively invested.
The fun part was the whole group vibe.
The group vibe, yeah, exactly.
It was the Golden Paladins are here, you know, fear not.
Yeah.
You know, it was a cool vibe we had.
And that was generating so much game with the dragon stuff. We were just like, oh, there's always something to watch if we just hang out with like Fadwis, and then someone's going to come talk to him about dragon weaving or, you know, how to find an egg or how to, you know, just something about dragons or their, you know, the build or something like that. You know, there was always something to do. And then now he was gone, we were just like, what do we do now, type thing. So
yeah, so we kind of like, so we had a bit of time out with Carter. We then ended up like heading back and like taking armor and things off and really just chilling a bit and trying to make decisions for the rest of the event. Because we were like, we kind of decided, right, our characters are done. They need to go out. And what's really cool about this game is you do have quite a bit of control over some of these things and you can do cool things.
Yeah.
So one of our threads kind of came over and was like, I hear you're wanting to let go of these characters. And I was like, yeah, I want to do something cool. Give us something cool. We'll go out in a cool way. So we had a lot of like plans and ideas. We were like, oh, we could just go out in the deadly like skirmish. We're going to do it at 5. We could do it that way. We heard that there was another deadly cool skirmish happening later on. And we're like, oh, that could be cool.
There was that one.
We could do it that way. And we were kind of like coming in home. We're like, oh yeah, I want a big like violent death that like terrifies everyone.
Yeah. But we heard that there was going to be Dragon Plot on the Sunday, which is pretty much going to be like the finale, like the Valdre finale for the game. So we were like, let's wait till then.
It's more thematic anyway, because it's Dragon Man was in The Last Gift. It would be really cool to kind of go out doing something with the dragons, dragon plot, and then that's it. So we were like, okay. And then we kind of went, do you know what, like, I'm kind of, for once, I was like, I've kind of had enough of fighting actually today. Let's go run to the Adventurers Guild and take our names off the list for later, because I knew they had a lot of people like on the backup. So I was like, I'll go let them know. Because
like we lost people, so they couldn't go anyway. And then also we were like deflated and been like, ugh. So we just didn't want to do it at that point.
We're deflated, we're tired. We kind of just wanted to go and spend a bit of time with our mates. So yeah, because I ran down and I was like, right, I'll say to them, and I was like, yeah, we can't go in that way anymore. So I took the names off there. It was 4 of us that were signed up for it. So I took the 4 names off. That's another thing. If you are signed up to something and you can't go to it, I found out apparently, please do go let them know if you can't go. And they were telling me they had a few that a lot of people didn't turn up for, and they were really short in numbers. So nip down and tell them, even if you're quite close to it, it still gives them enough time to grab a few more fighters if they need it. But yeah, so we did that. And then we kind of chilled out a lot after that, didn't we? We kind of had a really chill out time. Yeah. We did a bit of sightseeing. We had like a wander around, and we basically planned our next characters. We had some really cool ideas, and this took us up to about 2:00, which was our like monster slot.
Monster slot.
Woo. You were ill.
Yeah, so
You
this
looked
is so this is
awful.
the first time I've ever missed a monstering ever. Because I think it was a hot morning. We'd done a lot of fighting, it was a lot of adrenaline, a lot of emotion. This was the other reason why we didn't go on the adventure skill thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
you took my armor off, and I was just like,
You were grey in
well, I was
colour.
like,
It
well,
was
I need
not
to go.
good.
Well, I need to go to the bathroom. I'm not well. So yeah, then I was wiped out for about 3 or 4 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah,
You
you
just-
like we got all your armor off, got you some food, gave
the
you
first
some
time it's
like
ever happened to me at
yeah,
LARP,
we gave you like
so.
rehydration treatment and painkillers, and
yeah.
you just got into bed and you went to sleep for a few hours.
I think I got sunstroke on the Friday.
Yeah.
I honestly do, and I think I got sunstroke, and I probably ate something maybe a little bit dodge or something. But yeah, I remember just as soon as the adrenaline dropped and you took my armor off. Obviously, it was emotional, and it was a lot of running around, a lot of fighting, and then I was just like, oh, I know, because I remember just saying to you, I don't think, because we literally got food, and I had food in front of me, and I was like, I don't feel well.
Well, there was a couple of us, and Maz was there as well, and we took your armor off, and it was just looking at you all, kind of went,
You all right?
you okay?
Yeah.
So you went that way, and I went to Monster. I reffed, so I like reffing. So
Reffing.
yeah, did some battle reffing.
Ref.
So I went, reffed the monstering slot, and had a bit of chill. We did that for a couple of hours, and this took us to the later afternoon at this point, and then we ended up just you were feeling a wee bit better. We all kind of sat down, chilled out for a bit, and we just chatted about our new character concepts and where we want to go.
Yeah.
And then decided to spend a bit of time with the people that we wanted to go and join.
Yeah. So yeah, because we were a little bit we were like, we were already lined up to do another Treasure Hunters Guild thing on the Saturday, right? So it was supposed to be like a dungeon, but then it turned out that the dungeons were the non-coms. So we're like, oh, well, there's another stealth mission to go do. We were like, come on, let's go on a stealth mission. And we did end up waiting quite late.
Yeah, so we sat
Partially
in
my fault again, because we're in the Treasure Hunters Guild, and they were like, okay, there's the last mission. So there's going to be 4 missions tonight. The last one is going to be the hardest. Who's up for it? Not me, just being me. I'm like, hey, I'm up for it.
It was quite funny because there was a person there that we met, and they were like, oh, I've missed every single opportunity to do one of the things, and I really want to join a group. We went, well, yeah, come with us, join our group. That sounds great. Sat down with us, seemed like a little bit like nervous and everything. Went, yeah, we're going to do the really difficult one at the end.
Yeah,
okay?
we're doing the deadly one.
We're going to do the only one that is potentially deadly is the one we're doing. And he's like,
Oh,
okay. That's fine. You're with us. You'll have great fun.
Yeah, it's fine. But that meant we had to wait till last to go up.
I got to sit and do all the puzzles though. If you're somebody who likes to just sit and play with puzzles and things like that, then you can literally go into the Treasure Hunters Guild, sit down, and they've always got box puzzles and things like that you can just sit and play about with, which is quite fun to sit and do that.
Treasure Hunters, the guild masters, I really like the guild masters in.
I love them so much.
I mean, we love all your other guild masters obviously as well. But they're just
You too, Dolly.
You too. I think I just love their vibe, and they're just really cool. Really
I love the whole
really
vibe.
experienced. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Good at talking with new LARPers, and they're very
really good at just making you feel like you can do anything.
do something. Yeah.
Which is cool. So we waited until got really late at night. Actually, it must have been around about midnight, I think.
Yeah, it was roughly midnight when we did our mission. Yeah.
So
it was the last mission. It was the last skirmish thing of the night, because all the crew ended up coming down to ours.
Yeah, it was good
Not
fun,
all the crew,
actually.
but there are
Good
few crew members that ended up kind of coming down and being like, hey. So we were the last of 4, and so we were there when the first. Yeah, we were there. We got up there just as the first lot were sort of starting to come out.
Mm-hmm.
The second lot, I don't know what the second group were doing, no idea. But there was a proper crack of a tree, it felt like a tree trunk breaking in two, and there's all this screaming, and what kind of stealth mission are they
Somebody
doing?
came rolling out the side of the trees, and we're like, what is
It's
happening
what
in
on
there?
earth has happened? How badly has this gone? And not only did it happen once, but it happened twice. It was a massacre. It was literally an elephant had just gone right through the trees. It was wild. I don't know what on earth they were doing in there, but it was funny though. We were like laughing.
We were being ourselves on the outside. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And the next group that went in, they went for a whole different tactic, and it was wonderful. It was a group of them who were all like mainly all Valdreath, very like Valdreath, like a noble sort of feel with them all, and they're all very like flamboyant. And they decided that I heard that they pretty much killed everyone apart from one person. And they were just responding to them, like the questions of like, who goes there? And they were like responding with like silly things back. And
like,
just,
your mother.
Like, your mother.
My mother.
My mother? Yes. And just like,
when we saw them come out, we were like, what are they doing? And they were just like, shouting and being like, bye. Like,
they're like, bye, darling.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
what did you just do?
Interesting.
So they like came out, and then it was our turn.
Yeah, so we were told. I think this was just more of an adrenaline spike for us because I know the crew weren't told this, but we were told like, oh yeah, like on this one, like if they come up to you and subdue you, you can be subdued and you will die. And we were like, oh, well that's up the stakes a bit.
Because there was no combat in this one because it was so dark. They went like either way, you're not going to get into an actual fight.
No fighting.
It will be subdue and you're out sort of thing.
Yeah, but basically the idea is they will just chase you out, which is what happened to the second group. I think that screwed it all up because I think basically what was happening is they were just getting chased out and it was like a lot of shouting and whatnot. But yeah, as we head in, right, we had to take plans and plant them this time. So which is a little bit trickier than taking something. We have to put it in the right place. So there was one player had the plans. We didn't actually have any weapons, did we? Because we just didn't have knives on us. Because you left your knife at home. My knife is in a lost property somewhere in Profound Decisions. So we didn't have knives on us. So we go in. We actually had someone this time, not our friend, but someone else who was more Valis, had astral projection. So they went in, did the astral projection. We kind of split, didn't we? It was a bit chaotic because the crew did know this was going to be the harder one, the really hard one, because they were way more vigilant. They were spotting us way easier.
Oh my God, it was so scary.
Instantly, we were hiding that bush, didn't we? And instantly a guard was just like, I think there's something in these bushes. And they just started like stabbing the bushes. And we were like, like this.
And then we like got split up a little bit in this bush, and then the guard starts walking, and I'm like trying to turn myself into a rock, and I'm sitting there, and the guard just walks in front. His feet are like here, and he's standing looking around, and then walks past. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, there was a moment.
It was scary.
Yeah, there was a moment. It was you, me, the person with the plans, and another person, and there was like two of the guards like split and went, oh, you go right, you go left. And there was nowhere for us to all to go. We're like, crap. So we kind of had to go I literally just went through a bush, and I think you all followed me.
Yeah, we're like, well, we have to go forward then, I guess.
we came out of the bush, and I was like, I looked at one of them, I was like, subdue that one. And they're like, I don't have a weapon. I'm like, I don't have a weapon either. I'm like, oh no, we didn't have the plans either. So we were like,
wait, we don't have the plans, we don't have weapons. Right, okay.
What are we doing here then?
We then came back out. We had to run all the way back the way we came. Found the rest of the group.
Yeah, astral projected.
They got the astral projection. Yeah. They knew kind of where it was, where they said, like it's on a stump. And you went, oh, my stump. I know where the stump is.
Because I was metagaming, and this is our like 5th time doing one of these missions. I was like, I literally went, I know exactly where the stump is. We had gone backwards and forwards quite a bit at this point as well. So on the left-hand side, our buddies, so Al, who is now a different character, is with like Maz and all that up the top on the left hand side around the top end, and they are just like Benny Hilling people, right? They're just going and like basically just following people around trees. They're making a good distraction. The fog machines are coming out again, so there's lots of fog, and they're basically the NPCs are making it obvious that the fog is affecting them.
Yeah. In
real time as well. They're like, it's getting really foggy around here. I can't
see anything.
Can't see a thing. So I'm all like G'd up, me being me, and I'm like, right, we have to go now. Like, and I look at the person with the plans. I'm just like, this is our moment. You need to go now. I can take you to the thing. Do you want to? And she was like, and I was like, do you want me to? I was like, I'll do it. Gave me the plans, and so I sprint down.
Down. We grabbed one of the guys that has been with us a few times. That's good at taking people out. I knew he had knives, so I'll grab you as well. Let's run.
So this is where we ended up doing a little bit of our own Benny Hill thing, right? So I had a knife at this point because I'd taken someone else's knife because I was like power gaming. Yeah. I was just like, subdue that one. They were like, and I was like, I'll do it. So I had the plans and a knife at this point. So I went from not having a plan, not having the knife, to having both. I go, right, I'm going to subdue this one. But I actually trip on a thing as I run out to subdue this one. And I properly face plant. I go, subdue, bang, like that. And I was like, subdue? And he looks at me, he's just like, you can't do that. I've already seen you. I'm like, okay. He's like, get up, get your shit together. Okay, 3, 2, 1. I've seen one, right? And then I run away, right? So I run away, run around, and then this is where I catch up with you, right? And then you start following me, and then you've got another NPC following you, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's right behind them, and then I stop. I'm like, well, if he catches them, whatever. And then I just hear the NPC go, hello there.
And I climbed over the top of everyone.
I turn around and the NPC is literally like just staring at you, like in the bush, like, hello.
But I couldn't see him, so he can't see me, right?
Oh, man.
I just sat with my eyes covered, and I was like, I didn't recognize the voice either. I was like, which crew person is this that is doing this to me? And then I was like, so I crawled over like the other person that was with us and just kept going forward. I was like, I'm going, we're running, I'm not, and then we eventually get back round, so we're like close to this blooming stump again, and this is when Al's doing the perfect distraction off at the top.
Well, it was perfect. I was like, okay, that's the box. I see the box. The smoke machine goes, and I'm like, this is it. This is now or nothing, right? So I sprint out, right? There's no one there apart from one person near the box. I think I recognize who it is, kind of out of character as well, and they're kind of like, they started walking away from me. I'm like, perfect. Run up, and then they like turn around, because what they're doing, I later find out, is obviously the NPCs are trying to make it fun for the players. So when they kind of know out of character there's someone there, but they like don't want to make it so obvious to be like, I'm looking at, right? They like the trick is to like turn around and then like speak to someone else. So you're like, there's definitely a player there, and I'm going to be like, give them a chance. So they're like, oh yeah, but the problem was I was behind. So I think she was looking at Al and being like, well, Al's like, he's hiding behind a tree. And he told me this. He was like, I was hiding behind a tree that's obviously not as wide as I am. So I'm just like, got this tree here. And she's like trying her best, just like not see him. But then doing that, I'm like, I go, crap. So I like run backwards. And then she turns around again to then literally point it out and be like, there's someone there. Where? Right where I'm pointing. And I was like, this on the tree. Like just trying to hide in the worst way. And so,
with his big white robes on as well, like this.
So I throw the scroll into, it was like a toolbox basically, and I was like, well, that's obviously where I need to put it. So I throw it in there, and then I turn around and bolt, and I'm like, the first ever mission, I was like, we need to tell someone we need a way, because we left loads of people behind the first ever time we did this. So the second time I was like, whistle, I was like, it's done, right? And then it was like doing this hand signal across your neck, right? If you see people. Then it went from like, because I can't whistle that loudly, to last time it was like, ha-ha, like this. So anyway, I was like, everyone is fucking everywhere. Everyone's Benny Hilling at all these people around. Hardly anyone's being subdued. Everyone's running backwards and forwards and being chased. And so I just start running. I'm just like, run past, because you're right behind me. And I just like, go. And I just go, Kaka! Kaka!
Kaka! Oh my God.
But apparently it worked, because I came flying out. I'm knackered at this point because I've just been sprinting everywhere. I just hit the deck, don't I, like this, and I'm like absolutely out of breath, and I'm just like, I'm like, it's done. And then loads of people came out, so the caca worked.
It worked.
Yeah, because everyone heard it and went, oh, that must mean something. So a load of people came out and went, is it done? I'm like, yes, it's done. But that was so much. That was the fifth time we'd done one of those, and that was the best one we did. It was so much fun.
I love the stealth one so much. Yeah. I want to keep doing them. One thing though, I would love to do at some point, if there is an opportunity, I would love to at some point try their side and crew like one of these
Crew
stealth
one of them,
ones.
yeah, crew one of them.
It would be so much fun to crew one of them because they're just so funny.
Yeah.
I just love it. I love the guard chatter as they're going back and forward.
So the one thing we haven't done in these stealth missions is do like the charisma roll thing. So I really want to do a like, hey, I'm a traveling salesman, and do like a distraction of the NPCs while everyone else does the thing. That's one thing we haven't tried yet.
Well, the thing is, we're obviously currently making up or looking. We already mentioned about like different characters going forward, so it is something we've been looking into. And I must admit, there's been a lot of times when we're reading things and we're like, this would be cool in a stealth, right?
Yeah, well, it just opens up another ripple of being like, that's what they wanted. Like that's what they told us on the first event that we did them, which was like MF2, and they were like, we want some, because if you're going to be a fighty warrior or paladin, then swordsman, things like that, then you're gonna have somewhere in LARP, right? Especially Fest LARPs. So Fest LARPs, you want to be a fighter, great. If you want to be a magic user, wizard, great, because there's lots of magic and rituals and things like that. If you want to be ranger rogue, not so much, especially something like Empire. There's not really going to be a place for you. So they were like, we want a place for people who want to be like rogues and rangers, and I think they've nailed it completely, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
In that respect, it's really good. It just opens up another avenue for you. But anyway, we may as well move on to what we did on Sunday.
Yeah?
Yeah, Sunday. We had been told that a dragon egg has been found.
Yeah.
And we're going to get this dragon egg, right? So we had it in our head that we're like, this will probably be our last ride as these characters.
Yeah.
We went out the entirety of Valdrafe heads out on this mission.
Together.
All together. And we had, we didn't get split this time. We had all of our threads with us, minus one, obviously, because someone died the day previous. Dead. We needed to get to 2 menhirs or ritual sites or whatever.
Yeah, there was 2. So basically, we kind of did actually split out. We split us into
not split for the skirmish.
No. But we split
it,
into groups before we went in, so that we had like the group that was tasked with going to where the egg is, and a group for each of the 2 menhir that were in there that had to be protected for us to be like moved to where we needed to go.
Yeah.
So we did that, split everybody up into those ones, and then we headed in, and we kind of like start of it was quite good actually. We went straight in, and an owl bear appeared.
Yeah, an owl bear. Yeah, we were fighting at the first menhir, kicking the corrupted off it. An owl bear came up, and we had a fight with an owl bear.
Yeah.
So this is what we alluded to earlier. This is where it became obvious to us that they had dialed the difficulty down more, from that first one. So at that moment, I was like, So there's an ability on the vigor skill line. If you take vigor as a skill, then you get an ability called May the Gods Witness Me.
Yeah.
Which makes you invulnerable for a minute, but then you die at the end of that minute, basically. So
it's kind of like that thing where like your back's against the wall, you're going out, you can really make a difference in that last bit, and you can just be like, I'm going to be a hero here.
So I think the 3 of us were like, we're probably going to use that if it's if it comes down to it. But we just were expecting a fight like we had the previous day.
Yeah.
And we were just steamroll. Like everyone was I was like, even if I go down here on purpose, then people are just going to get me back up.
They're going to get me right back up.
It's going to be fine. So we're fighting away. But we're like, no, we'll go to the egg. We'll be the one to protect. So one of our friends had basically come in with no weapons and lighter armor, just literally to carry the egg. So
which was quite cool. Like I like the fact they did that. Like being like, I'm actually going to be I'm here for the egg and nothing else. I'm the person that's going to run this out and get it to safety. Which I was like, that's quite cool. Like planning.
Yeah, really. Exactly. So we fought our way from one for the first men here, killed an owlbear. Again, I think Maz was trying to have like a last stand against the owlbear, but then the owlbear just died. She's like, come at me! And then it went, it died. We were like, okay, well, that's not going to be our heroic last stand. So then we pushed on to the second one. Ritualist weavers, whatever, did their thing. Found the location of the egg, and they're like, right, okay, Team Egg is going to go off. Team Egg. We were supposed to be Fable Team, but then it became
Egg.
So we then head off to find out where this egg is. Because I think the egg is. I was getting confused about the ties to the Fable realm, right? So obviously they're like, well, dragons from the Fable realm, which I thought was an interesting choice. I guess.
Yeah.
I guess because I always thought like dragons would be more like air and fire, which I think is Forge realm.
Yeah.
But I guess Fable makes sense as well.
It makes sense. Well, I thought it was more the fact that the Fable realm of the creatures there had taken it upon themselves to look after the egg.
Yeah, they had.
The egg was found in the head, though.
That's right. It was, yes, in the head. It wasn't in the Fable realm. Or Fable sphere, whatever. So we go through it, and I'm like, okay, something's going to be protecting this egg. I didn't expect what we found. So there was four. A number. I'm sure I said 4 and someone's corrected me saying 6.
I think there was more than 4. I think there was about 6. There's quite a few of them.
Yeah. So we came across a number of satyr fawns, right? So and they're like, hello. We're like, hi. And they're like, oh, we're the protectors of this egg. Like, what do you want? And we're like, we came for the dragon egg.
Kind of want the egg.
Yeah. And then they were like, okay, well, they're from the Fable realm. They're like, well, we want something in exchange. We love stories. That's what we do. We collect stories. This is our existence. We love stories. So do you have any stories for us? And so Team Egg was quite a bulky team at this point.
It was quite a few people.
That had joined on, but then there's fighting going on by the little Menhir bits. So you can hear the crash and like proper fighting, and we had a few fights with this, and then we start talking, and then I think a few like players were like, they had like all the heavy armor and shield, and they were just like, well, this is just a conversation, and we slowly started losing people, and they went off to help the fight. So
our group got smaller and smaller. Yeah. With us 3 being the only like kind of fighty ones still there.
Yeah, and so they're like, we want stories, and I think someone came out and went, oh yeah, we're after. They said, oh yeah, we want a dragon for this. We're building it we've built a hatchery. We're going to be building this. We're going to be doing this weavings. So, which was fine, but it was like, it was a telling of what's going to happen. It wasn't a story.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah. So, then like Maz stepped up and was just like,
Maz is such a good storyteller.
I've got a story for you. And then told a story about a swan or a goose. A goose that looked like a swan.
Goose that looked like a swan.
Yeah. Gave them a story. And at this point, so we got one of our threads with us as well. That's like, obviously they kind of know there's a time limit on the encounter, but also there's like a time limit on the actual like in character. Like there's stuff, there's lots of fighting. They're just like, we need to hurry this up. And then the fawns are like, well, we want secrets. And so then everyone went off to tell
whisper secrets.
Whisper secrets, and then there's still backwards and forwards, and they're just like, "Can we get the egg?" And people are like, there was someone leaning into me and was just like we need to I respect the satyrs, but like we need to get this egg. Like it was almost being like, should we attack the satyrs type thing?
Like, hey, you 3 with the armor and the weapons.
Yeah,
maybe.
and I was like, no, and then they were like, no, like we need something of equal value for this dragon, because this is something very, very special. And they're like, we need somebody to stay with us, to tell us stories. Forever. And there was like a visible like step back from everybody, right? Everyone went, what? Like that. So they're like, no, this is the price of this dragon egg. Luckily, there were players there that were like, so I instantly, just being me, and it was very into my character as well, I instantly, as soon as they went, we need someone to stay here forever, and I was just like, I'll do it. And then you were like, I'm coming too, or whatever you said.
And I was like, brother, you're not doing this by yourself.
Yeah.
I'm coming too.
Yeah.
And then Maz is like, this bear can't tell stories. I'm coming too.
They're terrible at telling stories.
Terrible at telling stories.
Yeah, and they were
and
just...
Maz made like a deal with them and everything as well. Like a whole like every story I tell you, you need to tell me a story back.
Yeah.
And I think you're gonna run out before I do.
Yeah.
And we had this cool little back and forth.
And they were like, well, they were like 3 souls for the price of a dragon egg is a very good deal. Very well. And they gave, and we got to have a cool like ending moment where just because we were the Knights of the Last Gift, we weren't supposed to be called that because of this, but we were just like, look, they were like, how can we ever repay you? And I was like, just tell our story, tell Valdrafe that this was our last gift to you and to remember Thaddeus Scrimshaw, the Dragon Man, and remember your thread, Assault the Justice Hammer, and remember the Knights of the Last Gift. Forge your stories, Valdrafe. And they went, okay. And then they left us. And we went off.
They were also like, is there anything you want us to take back? And Maz went, the egg.
Yeah,
take the egg.
Take the egg back. I was like, take my shield, whatever.
Yeah, you give a shield.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they went off and that was it. That was it for us. That was it for our characters. Lost in the Fable realm forever.
What a great time.
Yeah. Yeah. Getting up to all sorts of Fable stuff.
Fable stuff.
Fable stuff. Wonder what happens when we run out of stories. So yeah, it was a good, it was a real thematic end to that knightly order. We were a knightly order that there was supposed to be 12 of us or 13 of us. And we were like a decimated knightly order that had been fighting the hedge. The idea of the group was to like recruit people and maybe
find our members and
find other members, do this, that, and the other. But it became like the dragon thing became very much what our group was then about because of what Thaddeus was doing. With Thaddeus gone, that story arc was now a part of like Valdraith, and it's a big nation, so that plot is like shared now between everybody. I think the fact that we gave up like our knightly order to be like, hey, like really, Thaddeus started this with the whole build being like, we want dragons.
Thaddeus had no idea, and now we have dragons.
And now we have it, and the fact that we sacrificed the knightly order ultimately to give the nation this awesome fucking dragon plot. Was a real thematic end, which was lucky because to be honest, if we weren't there, I'm not entirely sure whether any of them would be willing to give up their characters. They probably would have.
Yeah, somebody probably would have.
Yeah, like I spoke to the threads that would because they do the plot writing for that, and they told me out of character after it all happened, all said and done. They were like, we didn't expect to lose all the people on the Saturday, but we wrote this as it was supposed to be like the first Valdrafe death at Haven. It was supposed to be a big like. Obviously, we lost loads of people, and we had speculated, we don't know who's going to make the sacrifice. What player is going to actually do it? But then when things came around, and we were like, okay, I imagine those three will just do it because they look like they're wanting to. Yeah,
we were ready to move on.
Yeah. So Valdrafe done. That's our first nation on the tour of Menhir's Fate. Yeah, Valdrafe. I was always very surprised how Valdrafe was the biggest nation. I maybe understand a bit more now. When we first came to the game, I was like, why is Valdrafe so big? But I think Avaro, the Wonder, and Valdrafe are real close in their briefs.
Very close.
And if you're like a heavy armored like knight fighter, I can understand why you go Valdrafe, right? So that's why I think a lot of people ended up in Valdrafe.
I think so.
It's still I would like to see Valdrafe a little bit more of a cohesive brief. Because it's a little bit wobbly at the minute. We're early days in the game, it's going to solidify. But I think with so many people in it compared to some of the other nations, that I see that have like their smaller player base and they're like, okay, we're going to like really embody the brief and that you can control it a bit more. But like with Valdrafe, there's like lots of people in there, so there's lots going on.
Yeah.
Even like so we had the Ribbon Festival this time.
Yeah.
Which was like you put a wish onto a ribbon and then you tie it to a tree. We don't have a tree. We had like a archway. It was like a ribbon archway, not a ribbon tree. I don't know what came with that, because we kind of like missed a lot because of what happened on Saturday as well. So we kind of had one foot out the door. But yeah, we are moving on from Valdray
to somewhere new.
Yeah, as a team, I think Georgia's staying on as nation support with a new character in Valdraith. But yeah, for the rest of us, we're
all going as a team somewhere else.
Moving on to somewhere else. Are we keeping it on the down low? And
do you want to tell them?
I don't know.
I can tell them.
We can do. We let people wait and see what we did. So.
I mean, they've sat through all of this. I mean, we should probably give them something.
Yeah, we're going to Avro next. So we're going to. So we're probably going to maybe do like a tour of the Crown Lands, and we'll probably just like then go on to the next realm maybe after that. See how it goes. And the plan. I don't think the plan really is to do like 3 events in each one. We were supposed to be in this one longer.
Our Avro concept is really good, and I kind of want to have longer there and have some more fun there, because we've got a really good group concept, and I'm really looking forward to, like, you'll see basically I'll put up pictures when I start working on the kit and everything for it, because I think it's going to be like a real fun one. Yeah,
so I think it will be I think it's a smaller nation. Again, the briefs of Valdraith and Avro are quite close. I kind of want to go into, because Valdraith's quite big, Avro is a lot smaller. I think it would be a lot easier to go in there and really like grab a hold of a part of a brief and go, let's like make this a real thing that makes Avro different from Valdraith, and like really hammer that home. I think that's what we want to do, right?
Definitely.
And also a lot of character concepts are quite fun. So.
Yeah, they are really fun. Like we've got some shenanigans.
They're not a load of paladins. Okay,
paladins for once.
We're doing something a bit different. So, yeah, I can't. Maybe a bit magic. I'm maybe going a bit magic-y, like so. A little bit more kind of different vibe. So Avro seems to be like it's supposed to be like the D&D party nation.
Yeah.
Not party nation, but also party nation, where it's like groups aren't about like family units like they are in Valdraith. They're more like, it's like groups of friends, you know, like meet up, and it's more about, it's about loyalty and things like that. So yeah, looking forward to MF4, new site, new characters, new nation, new adventure. Can't wait.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Awesome. Right. Should we wrap it up there?
I think that's us all sorted. Yeah.
Excellent. Right. If you enjoyed this show, make sure that you like, follow, subscribe. Make sure you tell us about it in the comments. Tell us if you came to Menhir's Fate, if you want to come to Menhir's Fate. If you do want to come to Menhir's Fate, we've got one more event this year at the end of September. And then next year, I think the plan is to have 4 events again. It's a new LARP. We're not sure, but I think there's no... we did actually have a comment the last video whether literally asking, are they doing it next year? So the plan is to continue doing this as the yearly LARP. So if you are interested in coming, we do actually have referral codes down in the description and the show notes that you can use for a discount on your first ticket. If you want to use those, feel free to do it. If not, it's all good. Make sure that you give us 5 stars on the audio platforms and all that good stuff. And with that, we love you very much, everyone. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.